When you think of Thailand, what comes to mind? Probably those incredible, pristine beaches, right? And of course, unparalleled luxury. But what happens when one of the world's most beloved travel spots has to face the massive global challenge of sustainability? Can paradise actually be preserved? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dig into how Thailand's high-end hospitality industry is trying to answer that exact question.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at what we're calling Thailand's luxury paradox. Then the global wake-up call for sustainability that changed everything. We'll explore how hotels are innovating with both tech and heart. After that, we'll get real about the toughest hurdles they face. And finally, we'll see the new path they're forging for the future of travel.
All right, let's dive right in with that central conflict, Thailand's luxury paradox. At its core, you have these two powerful and kind of opposite forces at play, opulence and humility. And this really gets to the heart of the matter. On one hand, you've got that opulent luxury we all know. We're talking extravagant amenities, 24/7 service, all focused on exclusive material experiences. But on the other hand, you have this deeply ingrained tradition of Thai hospitality, which is all about humility, warmth, and a genuine human connection. It's a kind of service you just can't put a price tag on.
A perfect example is the why, the traditional Thai greeting. Now, this isn't just a simple hello. It's a gesture that's absolutely steeped in meaning. With the palms pressed together and a little bow, it's this beautiful way of showing respect, gratitude, and a really heartfelt welcome. It's a cultural cornerstone that just perfectly captures that humble spirit.
So for decades, these two ideas, this over-the-top luxury and this incredibly humble service, they've managed to exist in this really delicate balance. But now, a third, powerful force has entered the arena. So what happens when the urgent global need for sustainability crashes into this intricate dynamic?
And let's be clear, this isn't just some passing trend. This is a global wake-up call, and it has fundamentally changed the conversation for the entire tourism industry.
And for Thailand, the stakes, well, they couldn't be higher. Before the pandemic, tourism made up a staggering 12% of the country's entire economy. So, getting sustainability right isn't just about protecting the environment, it's about protecting a vital economic engine for the whole nation.
The journey to this point has been a real whirlwind. The first luxury resorts started popping up back in the 80s. Fast forward to 2019, and tourism had hit an absolute fever pitch. But then, the post-COVID new normal forced this massive reset. It brought a much higher awareness of environmental issues, and now, with projections showing huge growth by 2040, the industry knows it has to evolve and it has to do it fast.
So, the big question is, how is the industry actually responding to all this pressure? They're doing it with a really cool two-pronged approach, one that combines two key things, tech and heart.
Okay, so it really boils down to two big ideas. First up is eco-conscious innovation. That's the tech side of things, using green design and smart systems to slash that environmental footprint. But the second part is what the source material calls sustainability-conducive love. This is the heart. It's all about harnessing Thai culture, engaging with the local community, and weaving this philosophy of care into the entire experience.
And we can actually see these two approaches playing out in real life. You've got a place like Soneva Kiri, a remote resort that really embodies that eco-innovation. It's focused on what you could call radical self-sufficiency, with its own organic gardens and a design that's totally integrated with nature. Then on the flip side, you have a place like Hotel B in Chiang Mai. It's an urban hotel, but it masterfully blends culture with tech, focusing on deep community integration and showcasing local artists.
So, what does that sustainability-conducive love thing actually feel like for a guest? Well, at Hotel B, it's their Cultural Spaces program. And this is pretty cool. Guests can plant herbs in community stations, they can take mixology courses with local gin brands, or even create art from the hotel's own construction waste. They've replaced plastic bottles with locally made glass. It's about turning sustainability from some abstract policy into a real, tangible, and honestly an enriching experience.
Okay, that all sounds amazing, right? But of course, making this huge transition isn't exactly a walk in the park. It's time for a little reality check.
It turns out there are three major roadblocks holding things back. The biggest one, no surprise, is financial costs. That's followed by gaps in government policy and enforcement. And finally, there's a really tricky one, the risk of cultural inauthenticity. Basically, the fear of getting it wrong. And that financial pressure, it's like a triple threat. Managers are facing high upfront investment costs for green tech, then steep operational costs to actually maintain it all, and on top of that, a return on their investment that could be years and years away.
in a super competitive market, those are some serious economic hurdles to clear. And then you have that cultural tightrope walk. As one source puts it, contemporary designs with traditional Thai decor can seem fake, making the brand feel inauthentic. When those cultural touches feel forced or just superficial, it doesn't just look bad, it completely undermines the very identity and trust the hotel is trying to build. So with all these challenges on the table, what does the future of travel in Thailand, and hey, maybe the whole world, really look like? Well, it brings us to this crucial fork in the road, the era of greenwashing. Just using eco-labels as a marketing gimmick is coming to an end. Today's travelers, especially the younger generations, they see right through that stuff. They're demanding genuine change. They want to see measurable impact, real transparency, and an authentic connection with the local culture. It's about action, not just appearances. And that means the ultimate goal itself is changing. It's no longer enough to just sustain what's already there. The new vision is to enrich it, to create a new model where luxury actually enhances nature and culture instead of just consuming it. This is a fundamental shift, moving from a relationship where you just take from a place to one where you actively try to make it better. And all of this leaves us with one final, really big question to think about. As luxury and sustainability finally start to merge, what are you truly looking for when we travel? Is it just about escape, or is it about connection? Is it extravagance, or is it enrichment? The answer to that is what will shape the future of paradise for all of us.